From Newsnets and CCTV, it's high school basketball coming to you tonight from Cadillac High School.
Well, welcome back. It is the start of the second quarter here from Cadillac High School. The Vikings with a 10-point lead as Traverse City started kind of strong, but some of that pressure from the Vikings and about a 7-point swing or a slew of points by the Vikings have built this lead up to 10.
Olivia Meyer is meeting number 12 right at half court.
And just that little bit of pressure also on the drive there. Maddie Drabeck gets the ball, just kind of bounces around a little bit. I think it does go out the Vikings. I don't know if we've got an injury right there. It looks like we might to Gustafson, Emma Gustafson.
Holding her head, that's the one part of your body you don't want to see him hold into the head.
No.
I think. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. No. She's still a little she's still a little bit off there. They're just kind of now getting her over to the sideline. Looks like we're back to play. We hope we get her back out on the floor real quick for sure. Shot is up and just a little bit off by Allie Jo McKenna, and back come the Vikings.
I say it was a good shot selection, just didn't fall.
She does make the steal on this end. That's credit to her. You miss the shot, you play the next play. She gets back on defense, gets a steal, and as a result,
good jump ball. Great backside help by, I can't see who that is from up here.
I think that's Berge right there.
Berge, great help side defense, was able to get a jump ball and, yeah, stop an easy layup.
She'll inbounds it here. She finds Emily, excuse me. I was wrong again there, That's Olivia. Olivia Meyer.
In our pregame, we were talking about how this is like a little bit before playoffs, you get in the dog days, kind of getting tired and kind of lethargical, but the Vikings are definitely not in that mentality right now. They came out and they're playing hard.
A little steal right there inside by number 14, and that's Makeda Hissam. Back comes TC. Did you notice that, Ev? Allie Jo McKenna with the ball in the corner, just kind of giving the head motion.
Telling
her teammate to make the cut.
And it worked.
And she's going to the line right here. That would be Sarah Schermerhorn.
Once again, Traverse City not afraid to draw a little contact when they go up. They're not fading away. They're going into the defender and, get a couple free throws out of it.
That bounces up and around and does fall. TC now, at this point in the game, is 4 for 5 from the free throw line with one more attempt coming here.
And these buckets might be just what Traverse City needs. Get a little bit of confidence, kind of take the cap off the bucket and maybe start a little bit of momentum for them.
This one goes off the glass, but in. Gives TC a chance to get their defense set up. We've got a bunch of subs back in right now.
Not backing off of the pressure at all either.
Starters are a lot back in here for the Vikings. That three-point shot from Olivia Myers off. Here comes TC. Ball's batted out of bounds by Olivia Meyer. Another one of those hustle plays where, you get the shot on one end and you don't make it. You work your way back, defend.
That was a heads-up play, too. If she knew she wasn't going to be able to have good position on her, on Traverse City, just swat it out and set things up.
Three-point shot is off right there by number 14. Makeda Hissam again. Back comes the Vikings, up by 8 here early in the second quarter.
Vikings pressure is almost let's see whose ball it is. Traverse City keeps the ball, but that pressure almost started or caused another turnover.
Yeah, McKenna Bryant just a hair late on that one. Ends up bouncing off her toe and out of bounds to Traverse City. Schermerhorn with the ball. She's hawked by Olivia Meyer. That time it goes off of TC. That pressure again, Evan. So as we've seen a few times this season, the Vikings defense just keeps hounding teams. They have not shot the ball real well yet to start this game. We'll see how long that lasts, but we know, Evan, from past experience, next thing you know, they make 3, 4, 5 right in a row.
Yep. And if you can hold a team to 5 points in a quarter, I'd say you're doing a pretty good job on defense at least.
I think we got a moving screen violation right there on Emma McTaggart. Her second, just the 4th team foul here for the Vikings. We got a foul call from behind on Traverse City. That'll give the ball to the Vikings. They now have 4 team fouls. 4 team fouls also as Wagoner picks up her first.
Traverse City's meeting McKenna Bryant right up at half court. That's a good strategy by Traverse City, even if you have a bench player guarding McKenna Bryant. Try to tire her out. She's one of the Vikings' star players, so if she needs a rest, that may be a chance that the Trojans can get a little bit of a streak going.
Yeah, Traverse City, you can definitely tell they are okay with giving 3-point shots up to anybody except McKenna Bryant and Molly Anderson.
Yep. Well, after McKenna Bryant had 9 threes the other night, she'd be a no-help player. Pressure causes another turnover. The Vikings were able to do this the other night against Traverse City Central. Traverse City had a ton of turnovers due to the Vikings' great defense and pressure.
That one hits the stanchions up there. We've got substitution in for the Vikings right here.
Looks like Jocelyn Seeley is in for Emma McTaggart.
So a little bit of scoring drought here in the second quarter. The Vikings have yet to score, and we've played almost half of it. And TC with just 1 bucket, actually 2 free throws. And that's been it.
Looks like they broke the press, and they had a shot, but looks like Molly Anderson swatted that into the student section.
Yeah, Megan Lautner had a nice drive on the baseline right there. Molly came from behind and got that. I think that was tipped off the inbounds by Olivia Meyer and hit the back of the basket, so it stays with TC again. Little inside-out action.
They were able to force that pass onto the block, which left Traverse City open with a wide-open 3. Able to draw foul, and looks like 14's going to line with 3 free throws.
We'll see how Makeda does with these attempts here.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Traverse City, either most of their points are scored by free throws.
They have just 1 basket. All the other 6 points have been from free throws. Make that 7.
And they've only, what's that? They only missed 1? 7
only
for
1.
8? That's pretty impressive. A hard screen up top. Johnson spots up just off the mark.
And there's nobody on the help side defense of Traverse City that is leaving Molly Anderson or McKenna Bryant. They are sticking to those 2 players like glue. I think the Vikings are going to have to make a little maybe adjustment and run a little 2-man game just with those 2 players.
Okay. Push on the Vikings. Traverse City ball down low. 1-3 and Trojans are only down 3 points.
We've got a timeout right now by Coach McLaurin and the Cadillac Vikings. And while we're at that timeout, once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Pizza Plus, Fox Motors, and Cadillac Tire. Well, Lev, what do you think?
I think Vikings need to keep up what they're doing. A lot of pressure. They need to start making a few shots. Traverse City is definitely regrouped. Once their shots start falling, I think they're going to be putting a little more pressure on the Vikings. Just a few less turnovers for Traverse City.
Yeah, Vikings have had some really good wide open shots, and they have not fallen. And sometimes, especially for underclassmen, you get a little hesitant. And you want to get the ball to McKenna and to Molly. But you also have to be of the mindset, I'm going to make this too.
Yep, especially after seeing Traverse City's not helping off those two. That kind of puts a scoring role onto the rest of the team, which it's an all right role to put on them.
Anderson with a nice steal from behind. She steps around her player, brings it down the floor. Back of the rim again for Olivia Meyer. Good strong rebound right there by Lautner, and here comes TC.
I think Traverse City has a pretty good strategy on guarding the Vikings, trying to keep Molly Anderson and McKenna Bryant fully guarded, tire them out, and put the scoring responsibility on the rest of the team. So far, it's working for them once they have a few of their shots start falling.
We haven't really seen a lot of shots from either of those two players for the Vikings. They just have not had the opportunity.
No, looking at the scoring sheet, scoring is pretty even across the board.
You got to credit the strategy come up by Coach Drake here in TC. The girls have definitely used that well and have played very intelligent defensive basketball here.
There's McKenna Bryant with a nice little floater in the paint.
A little more patience that time by the Viking offense. They didn't settle for the first shot. They were very patient, and McKenna Bryant gets a nice basket off that.
Trojans come down with a wide open layup on the other end. And just like that, they broke the Vikings' press and paid off for them.
Danzer with her first basket of the game. Makes it 17-11 with 2:30 to go. Anderson splits three defenders and lays it up and in.
Real nice finish. That would have been a tough shot to make.
And back-to-back action. 2 points for Makeda Hissam.
Both teams are starting to get a little bit of momentum.
19-13, 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter, first half. Blocking foul is called.
I'm a little confused with that one, but
that's a tough call for sure.
Yep. Those go both ways. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
So we got a few substitutions in. McKenna Bryant about to get the ball to inbound it here. Vikings swinging around. They look for Bryant in the corner. She finds Seeley. Nice job again, swinging it to the outside of the floor for the Vikings. And as a result, we get a wide open three and nothing but net.
Maddie Drabick knocked it down. And look at that, the pressure did it to him again. Another turnover.
Yeah, so we've seen the Vikings put in a few points here in the last couple of moments, and it allows them to get back into their full court press a little bit easier too. We got a timeout by the Traverse City coaching staff, as looked like Schermerhorn was in a little bit of trouble right there.
So Dan, if you were Traverse City's coach, what would you be telling their players right now?
Well, you know what? I'd be saying, hey, our strategy is working. We've got them frustrated. We just have to do a little bit better job of controlling the ball when we have it against their press and making sure we just get good shots. If they don't go in, that's all right, but we can't afford the turnovers.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you've coached it a little bit before.
Once in a while. Nice job this time by TC to break that Viking press, and they get in their offense. Back cut right there.
Oh, that was a great back cut.
Those basket cuts right there were one of the things also that Coach Simons mentioned, that they've noticed Traverse City running a lot more this time around than they were when these two teams met earlier in this season.
Cadillac with a lot of high ball screens, and if I was a defender, I'd be a little frustrated with my teammates not calling those out, because
that would be Drabeck. No, Berge with a 3.
Yep, Chestnut
and
Berge.
she's going to get a steal too.
Another turnover.
Great play by Berge right there. Does result in the Vikings getting perhaps the last possession here of the first half. They lead by a dozen.
15 seconds. Looks like the Vikings are going for a one-shot situation. Deep 3. Just off the mark.
So with .4 to go on the clock, Olivia Meyer defends very well, tips it out of bounds. Actually, I think that might have been Michaela Knight. Prevents TC from getting the last second shot. So that'll bring us to halftime here. 25-13 is the score, Vikings leading. Evan and I will be back in just a moment to give you our thoughts on the first half. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast here on Newsnet and CCTV.